James, your former head coach, who you won a Super Bowl with, Mike McCarthy, current head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and he said, I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a number of stretches that he went on and MVP seasons and all that. But yeah, this definitely has that type of feeling, this being the season Dak Prescott is having. You were with Aaron Rodgers when he won an MVP.
Yes, I was.
Mike McCarthy was with Aaron Rodgers for 2 of his 4 MVP seasons. Can Dak Prescott prove Mike McCarthy right? Because right now, this sounds wild. Can he do it?
Yes, he can do it. Strictly because of the stretch he has coming up. And who are we to disagree with Coach Mike? He got Aaron 2 of them. I'm not saying he got him, but he helped him, right? Aaron balled on the football field, but he knows what it's supposed to look like. He knows how it's supposed to look. He knows what an MVP season looks like. He's been around Aaron, Aaron won 2 of them and played at an MVP level for a lot of Coach Mike's tender in Green Bay. But Dak Prescott has this stretch coming up against winning teams and against big-time quarterbacks. If he delivers, he absolutely can prove Coach Mike right. If he delivers, Coach Mike is going to be right because Dak Prescott is going to be holding up this MVP trophy. Whether he's a wild card, whether they first exit in the playoffs, if Dak Prescott goes out here and handle business against Josh Allen, business against Tua, business against Goff, business against Jalen Hurts, he is going to win this thing if he's playing the same way he's playing now. I think he is going to continue to play the way he's playing now, and it starts tonight. So he absolutely can prove Coach Mike right. I said he was number 3. He fighting for number 1. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all don't want to listen to me, though.
Here's why it sounds crazy, though. Can we bring up the... Can we bring up the full screen of Aaron Rodgers' 2 MVP seasons with Mike McCarthy?
Oh, man.
Through 11 games, and Dak Prescott right now through 11 games. Let's show the viewer that piece of information. So Aaron Rodgers, one of the MVP seasons, 11-0. 33 touchdowns, 4 picks, 3,400 yards. Another season, 8-3, 30 touchdowns, 3 picks, 2,900 yards. Dak Prescott, 8-3, 23 touchdowns, 6 picks, 2,900 yards. It sounds crazy, James, because Aaron Rodgers both had 10 more interceptions, 10 more touchdowns, and less interceptions than Dak Prescott through the same stretch, on top of the 1 seed, the 2 seed were the Packers in those 2 years. Cowboys currently the 5 seed.
But, I mean, let's just keep it a buck, though. Because if it was any quarterback playing at Aaron Rodgers' level, we wouldn't even be talking about nobody else at MVP. Dak wouldn't even be in the conversation. The only reason he's in the conversation is because nobody has took hold of this MVP. Jalen Hurts hasn't. Tyreek Hill hasn't. Whoever you want. Tua hasn't. Whoever you want. Patrick Mahomes hasn't. These quarterbacks are in the same bubble right now when you talk statistically, and nobody has ran away with it. If Patty was doing that, we wouldn't even be, this wouldn't be the A-block.
But isn't that, so there's 2 things with that. One, I think it's difficult to compare this particular year to, I don't actually think you should compare statistics year to year at all, because every year has a different story. This year, we have a legitimate conversation about Tyreek Hill potentially winning MVP, which last year, even if he had put up those numbers, he still probably wouldn't have won because of how Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts were playing up until Jalen got injured. But the other part of what you just said is what makes it interesting. It's like it's so outrageous, the idea that Dak Prescott shouldn't be at the top of the MVP conversation to some people, yet you're saying that nobody has taken hold of the MVP conversation this year.
Has.
Right. So what is the criteria for the MVP this year? That's really what my takeaway question is. Is it statistics?
Yes, one of them.
Well, it can't.
Wins.
It can't just be statistics.
No, your team got to be winning.
So it's got to be winning and statistics, and what else?
And you play.
Because apparently my list was outrageous. Like that was not like the right qualifying for it. So what is the criteria? You're a voter. What is your criteria for MVP this year?
First thing for me is, 1, how's your team doing? That's the very first thing is like, what's your team's record?
Well, because of course, quarterbacks are a win-loss.
For me, quarterbacks are win-loss, and that's for me. Now, some people go crazy when you say that.
Check for
so
Dak.
what's your team's record?
Check.
Then after I go, what's your team's record? What's your numbers look like?
Check.
What's your numbers look like? Then after I go, what your numbers look like, how valuable are you to that?
Check.
But do the numbers matter for certain stretches?
No,
or do they matter for the whole body of work?
Whole body of work.
Because through the first 6 games, the numbers, as we outlined, were quite pedestrian. So do they start from week 1?
No, whole body of work.
Everybody. Who's your MVP right now?
Jalen Hurts.
First 6 games, he has 7 picks, 7 touchdowns.
Okay,
So what we saying?
Tyreek Hill's another one I like. Tyreek Hill's
okay.
I like him too.
All right, I like Tyreek Hill. He been doing work all season.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes' stats is the same as Dak, if not worse.
But the only difference, see, this is why I got to put a little star next to this Patrick
And they
Mahomes.
got same record, I believe.
Because if his teammates, his wide receivers would catch that freaking ball.
Yep.
Now we on the what ifs, though.
No, I'm just saying, no, you do what ifs. You do what ifs, actually. You do that.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, if they would catch the rock, we wouldn't be
And
sitting.
Lamar will be up there, too. But we right here, right
But
now.
that's
They
why-
lead the league in drop passes for a reason.
So that's why
Come on.
that's why my criteria is as such, because I feel like it's an amalgamation of what everybody's saying. I'm with Shady on I do play a little bit of the what ifs. I do when I'm thinking about my criteria for how I'm going to vote. I will say to myself, yeah, but Pat doesn't have as much help as Dak Prescott.
Oh, my God.
I will say that, but it works both ways. Because Pat doesn't have as much help, I know that Pat is more valuable to that team. Because so it actually works both ways. It doesn't just serve Patrick Mahomes that he doesn't have as much help. It also hurts him. So what hurts you also helps you in the same breath. Dak has a lot of help. His numbers will be better. But it questions how much value.
So who your MVP right now is Jalen Hurts, right? Like if the season ended today.
I don't know. No, I'm going with Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
The stuff he's about on pace to do, that's special.
And second would be.
Second would probably Jalen Hurts, and third would be Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. So
Jalen
you would have
Hurts.
Jalen.
You know what? Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes in the same kind of like they right there. They right there. I'm gonna be honest, they right there for me.
Right now, if the season ended, I'm taking Reek. I want Reek to get it.
Okay. So right now it's between Tyreek and Jalen Hurts. And obviously Tyreek is not because of the winning, because there are teams who have better records than the Dolphins. It's because of the statistics.
And
no.
They in three. They a winning team.
Right, but they're not the most winning team.
Yeah.
So you think he impacts winning, and obviously it's statistics. It's similar to an Adrian
makes everybody
Peterson.
better.
Right.
Right.
It's
There you
similar
go.
to an Adrian Peterson
Right.
situation.
Okay.
Okay. So then you go to Jalen Hurts. What body of work evidence that you have that Jalen Hurts?
I think the only reason Jalen is in it right now is because his team is winning. I don't think Jalen's playing at an MVP level.
But you don't think that
MVP
they're
moments.
winning? You don't think they're winning
he's had moments,
because of Jalen Hurts? Like, you don't think they just won that game that we just watched against the Bills because of Jalen Hurts?
It's tough to say that because, I played a what-if game, too. If MVS catch the dang ball, the Chiefs win. But Jalen Hurts did have that ball to go win. Like Shady said, he had his moments to close game out.
And he did it.
Close games out.
And
but
he did it.
if you're talking stats and all that, I don't think he's in there. He's in there strictly because his team is 10-1 and he's helped be a part of that.
But also, Joy, we gotta put this factor in also. There's MVPs that have MVP moments, right?
Yeah.
And I think Jalen Hurts, he might not be playing great like he's talking
No
about.
doubt.
He's not playing
He does
great.
have those moments.
But, man,
For sure.
he has some MVP
Never loved
moments.
them. For sure.
When we need him,
Love them.
and not just need him against weak teams, no, good teams. We need you
That's
against good
what
teams.
makes it a moment.
It comes through.
That's what
me,
makes
It comes
it a
through in the
Every
clutch.
time you need him, he
Right?
comes through.
And then he does that score and be like, it's me, I'm
To
here.
me, that's
Come on.
why it is Jalen Hurts, and I don't have to think about if it's Jalen Hurts right now or not. 2, 3, 4, I'm open for all kinds of discussions. But because of those moments, I'm not caught up in the statistics in this particular year because I don't think any quarterback, including Dak Prescott, has been great all season long. He wasn't great through for the first 6 games. Nobody has been great through the entire season. So what are the moments then? Because if you're putting up statistics now, why are you putting up these statistics? Now, where I will move off of yesterday, where I disagree with you, is if he continues to put up the statistics that he's been putting up against these teams that do not have winning records and are not good teams, against the teams in the stretch that he has coming up, that's going to change the conversation significantly.
Has to.
That is a giant what if.
So wait, I hear what you're saying. So what if Mahomes balls out against the weaker teams like Dak been doing?
I agree,
And he gonna be in there.
Then he should win
But I
it.
say, but do they flip flop or they stay?
I would
No,
say
because he's gonna win. His record is gonna be there, and his stats is gonna be there, and he's passed.
I would say they would flip flop and Dak would leap Mahomes.
I would not. And that's where we start to disagree.
Sure. Let me say why I would say it.
Okay.
The reason I would say it is Mahomes has had his opportunity to play the Eagles. Dak Prescott lost to the Eagles like Mahomes lost to the Eagles. Dak Prescott played significantly better against the Eagles than Mahomes did. The good thing for Dak is he'll get to play the Eagles again. Mahomes will not. Dak Prescott will get to play the Bills, like I believe the Chiefs will also get to play the Bills. After the Bills come off of this bye week, Andy, please off camera, correct me if I am wrong. They will both get opportunities to play the Buffalo Bills. So Dak
They both got opportunities to play the Jets.
Correct. And Dak Prescott played better against the Jets than Mahomes did. So the reason I think Dak Prescott would leap Mahomes is because Mahomes has played some of these weak teams, and Dak is currently finishing his weak team stretch. And go ahead. I don't know if I said anything crazy.
No, but that's why I was talking to Aaron down the other day about this award. And just to think that a dude that's playing the 3 technique, getting 20-something sacks,
Double teams.
double team, and you don't get you ain't no MVP or none of that.
Yeah.
The problem I hate about this award is because it's always the quarterback.
No question.
And this is why a prime example why I hate this award this year, because none of the quarterbacks is balling out.
Not at all.
But we talk about them as MVPs. When a dude like Tyreek Hill's about to set a record that we've never seen before, and he's not even in the top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
That's why I hate to even talk about this award. That's why I'm real patient and letting y'all do your thing, because it's like, yo, y'all making it for this one position.
Yeah, and I'm with you because the two
terrible.
quarterbacks that's really up there, I mean, you talk Jalen Hurts, you talk Dak. I mean, A.J. Brown was in the MVP. You know, Reek is in the MVP. C.D. Lamb playing out of his mind.
And
so,
if we want to keep it real,
I'm with you. I was a receiver.
The other best team in the NFC was without their actual best player, and they couldn't win a game for
Trent
3
Williams.
straight games. So if like from that team, it should be Trent Williams, and that's why you had him in your top 5.
But there are no defensive players.
But here's my thing, though, and again, I'm a defensive player. Maybe I'm just used to being relegated to lack of attention as opposed to the offensive players, wide receiver, running back, so maybe I'm just used to it. I've had to have the realization that the quarterback is the most valuable.
No question.
I saw A.J. Brown have 1 catch for 8 yards, and Jalen Hurts still found a way to win the game. I saw Devontae Smith be essentially kind of disappear, if you will, and Jalen Hurts still found a way to win the game. Against the Buffalo Bills, Jalen Hurts called his own number. It was an RPO, a run-pass option. He could have passed it.
Yeah.
He kept it. He won the game. So I hate it, but unfortunately, I do always believe that a quarterback is the most valuable player in football. I think there are way better players. I had a conversation today with local San Francisco radio. I said, McCaffrey's way better than Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Way better. I said, but Brock Purdy's more valuable.
No doubt.
So maybe the solution is that we just get a best quarterback award.
For real.
That's right. But that's what college does. College has your Davey O'Brien, and college has your Heisman.
right.
But your Heisman isn't the most valuable. The Heisman is the best player in college football.
Yes.
So as long as it is a conversation of value, everything is muddied, and in that, Shady, I think is the tension.
Or you just got to do what Adrian Peterson did. You got to have one of them legendary seasons. You got to leave no doubt.
Tyreek's on that pace, though.
Only
Yes.
wouldn't you say?
But he needs some 200-yard games.
Well, not only that,
he can do
I would have said Tyreek left out. I think we all woke up at 6 a.m. that day when the game was played in Germany. The Dolphins, and Tyreek knows I'm a huge fan of his on camera, off camera. Dolphins lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Tyreek fumbled. They gave up a touchdown. The Dolphins lost that game by 7 points, a game that was a huge game.
Yeah.
That was a fumble that was anywhere from a 7 to 14-point swing. So Tyreek has left out.
Yeah, but
if Tyreek catches a walk-off, like in order for Tyreek to win it, like Adrian Peterson, he's gonna have to be so.
The only reason that sucks, and I know you're a voter, but Tua has threw some interceptions too, and he was your number 3. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why Tua's having that MVP success is because of Reek and the attention that Reek demands.
That's real.
That is the only thing. If you pull up their numbers, it's crazy. With Tua without Reek, with Reek. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about that like that, these quarterbacks make mistakes too, but Reek is having such an impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not even really about the numbers. He's really changing how this offense is ran and the impact of really making everybody around him better.
Yeah, because like, a lot of these quarterbacks are not having great performances. Like even my guy, Jalen Hurts, he had 3 picks against the Jets, and we lost. So, I mean, like, everybody has the moments where they have a fumble or a pick or something like that. They have that.
Yeah.
I just think that they make it such a quarterback award that they look past all the wide receivers and all the defensive ends and, like, T.J. Watt, right? I mean, like, they winning.
They're winning games.
Come on. No offense.
In the playoffs.
No offense
They're
on
in the
him.
playoffs
He get
with
fumble
TJ Watt.
recovery, sacks, touchdowns, picks. Like a video game. So I just think, I hate the award. I do.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.